and Bonta Hill, Morning Roast, 95.7 The Game. Last time I saw Bonta, he was shirtless on an Instagram live. I think he was in like a hot tub or something, talking to Butcher Boy Joe Shasky. Bonta, what's your craziest take regarding this Jimmy Garoppolo stuff?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, which one, man? It's driving me crazy. I've been searching for answers. I'm trying to get a read on Shanahan and Lynch. The craziest take I have is that Jimmy G, Don Yee, his agent, wanted this situation. They waited a month to get the shoulder surgery after the season. And they knew, man, do we really want to go to Cleveland and play with the Browns, playing that nasty weather against those top defenses, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, and the Cincinnati Bengals? Do we want to really end up in Carolina? Do we want to go to Seattle and have to play the 49ers and Nick Foles in that defense twice a year and then go down to LA and play Aaron Donald twice a year? I'm good. We know we have a great roster in San Francisco. So let's wait this out and call the 49ers bluff. And I think Don Yee, that's my craziest take. I think they played this to a T. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, Don Yee did a bad job to his client. He had to take a pay cut. Jimmy's already banked in $100 million. All right? It ain't bad taking a pay cut when you're playing in the $1 million league. You know what I'm saying? You already cashed out $100 million. You got the Subway endorsements. You're rocking Jordan gear. You can get any woman that you want. You're single, living in the Bay Area. Life is good for Jimmy Garoppolo. So I think that's my craziest take right there, is that Don Yee and Jimmy wanted this situation, and they played the Niners for a fool by doing this. Now, it's a great day for, a lot of people say, oh, it's a great day for the 49ers. Where do all these Jimmy Garoppolo fans come from? Because I've taken calls the last 6 months, and people have told me, please stop talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not on the roster. He's not there. Well, he's here now, but D-Lo, that's my biggest take right there. That's my greatest take.
Here's what I'll say as well, Bonta, is where the Jimmy Garoppolo fans come from. Number one, I've always liked Jimmy. Let the record be known. I've always liked him. I always know what he was. I know his limitations, but I know what he was. But I'll tell you where they came from. They came from watching the game against Minnesota and the game against the Texans. When Nate Sudfeld and Brock Purdy, they didn't look like NFL quarterbacks. Let's just be real. They didn't look like it. They couldn't. They scored 7 points in 8 quarters against the second and third stringers, guys that aren't even going to be there. They didn't look like the NFL quarterbacks. And you look at this situation with Trey Lance, and I'll give credit to former 49ers cornerback Eric Davis. I heard him talk about this, and he had me sold after I heard this. This was a day or two before the announcement about Jimmy Garoppolo. He said, who's Jimmy Garoppolo's big homie that he's going to come to on the sideline? Something goes wrong. Something looks different. He's going to go to Nate Sudfeld and be like, what did you see? No, he's like, get out of my face. He needs somebody, whether it was Jimmy, whether it was Fitzpatrick, or somebody like that, to say, hey, I know Coach drew it up this way, and this is what we're expecting. But I'm telling you right now, the coverage is going, little stuff like that. And he didn't have that. And I think the Niners looked at that situation the same way. And if they weren't getting great production from Sudfeld and Purdy, they're like, man, maybe we do just bring Jimmy at the very least to be the big homie on the sideline.
You know what, KC? I'm actually a little more ticked off right now that Brock Purdy's still on the 53-man roster because of everything that you just said. Okay, he lit up a bunch of personal trainers at 24-Hour Fitness and some UPS drivers, and all of a sudden he's a great NFL quarterback. I was arguing with Larry Krueger about this on the changeover. Oh, you got to walk back Brock Purdy. Like, Larry, I watch college football. Now, I don't watch as much as I used to because of the little mama, but I try to watch as much as I can. I watch a lot of Iowa State football from God knows what. But maybe it was some chicken that I had on it. Who knows? But Brock Purdy stunk. Biggest game of his career against Iowa last season. He got benched. Threw 3 picks. I was like, this guy's trash. He's going to be playing in the USFL someday, maybe the Canadian League as a backup. You're spot on. I think that was the biggest indictment. It's like, oh, boy, if Trey goes down behind this leaky offensive line, you really got to go to Nate Sudfeld and Brock Purdy? Ooh. And I asked Shasky this all offseason, which is crazy to see so many people pivot off of this. I said, well, maybe the worst thing in the world isn't bringing Jimmy back as a backup. Now, we all didn't believe that Jimmy would agree to that, and we didn't think that he would take a pay cut. I was like, you know what? That's not the worst thing in the world if we want to keep it a buck. Well, now we're here, but we all know what's going to happen. The leash is going to be a lot shorter for Trey Lance than it was for Jimmy Garoppolo. Why? Because Jimmy was a veteran and Trey was a rookie. Trey's a second-year player, and you got these guys in the locker room like Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Trent Williams, and they're looking around saying, damn, man, we We won a lot of big games with Jimmy G, going back to 2019, going back to last season. We know what Jimmy does in big games. Now, sometimes he stinks it up, but you know what? This guy's won. He helps us. He keeps us in games. 31-14 is 31-14. I don't care what anybody says. So that's where I get nervous with, where Trey comes out the block struggling a little bit. Oh, my God, the hyenas, the hounds, they're going to be all up to my guy Trey. And that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Bonta, good move or bad move for the San Francisco 49ers?
I think it's a good move at the end of the day, D-Lo. I really do. I mean, like we just said, we can't roll with Brock Purdy and Nate Sudfeld. I mean, for the last 20 years, we've watched Cody Pickett, J.G. Sullivan, Nick Mullins, C.J. Beathard, Troy Smith, Nate Davis. I mean, we saw
Nate Davis.
I mean, it's just been Blaine Gabbert. When some people thought Blaine Gabbert had the potential to be a franchise quarterback, and I was like, what? You walk onto a football field, you mean to tell me you'd rather have Blaine Gabbert than Colin Kaepernick? What are you smoking? So I think people with the 49ers have grown so accustomed to having mediocre quarterbacks that when they see one just look a little decent, oh, my God, this guy, Brock Purdy, oh, my Lord. And you hear it on the broadcast where they're hyping him up and stuff like that. I mean, so that's why it's a good move, because there is an unknown with Trey Lance. I believe in Trey Lance. I'm actually wearing a Trey area hoodie right now. I think Trey's going to be dynamic. We had Jerry Rice on yesterday. He thought he was going to be a superstar. But there is a concern that man behind this offensive line, or if he struggles, this is a Super Bowl roster. We're in win now mode. This fan base is thirsty for a Lombardi, thirsty, and we don't care how it gets done. They can win the Super Bowl 6-3. Guess what? We popping that Rick Ross stuff.
That's right.
We don't even care. 3-0, 2-0. We do not care. We'll be hoisting that trophy. So ultimately, it's a good move, man. It is a good move for the Niners.
I need a 2-0 Super Bowl, to be honest. I need it. I need it to go
97
down.
with the safety.
Hey, D-Lo, we got 13-3 a couple years ago with the Patriots.
We sure did.
They didn't lose their soul. Oh, my God, this is so boring. That's all right.
We appreciate you, Bonta. Thanks for jumping on with us on short notice, man. We appreciate it.
And man, you guys are the man. Hey, by the way, I can't wait to see all those new digs. Y'all talking about me being in the hot tub, right? Now,
Damn.